Hey, welcome to Camping with Steve. It's Thursday again. The poll results showed that you guys want to see me sleeping in a highway median. I'm going to do this safely, so I've picked a good one that shouldn't be too much danger from a truck or something careening off the road. But I'm going to jump out, and beautiful wife's going to pick me back up tomorrow after I successfully camped the night hidden in a highway median between the east and westbound lanes of the Trans-Canada Highway 16 Yellowhead. So we will get to that right now. Well, we needed some fuel, so we pulled over here, but I don't think this place is open. Looks like the No Jack service has seen better days. Okay, I'm gonna go quick. I found this spot. This is what'll give me away. Beautiful wife just dropped me off. And I gotta go through this. Okay. Snow is, oh, it is deep. It is deep. That's what I was afraid of. Okay. Okay, that's manageable. All right. And here we go. Into the woods up this little hill. This is awesome. Lots of good opportunities up here. Lots. And yes, my beautiful wife has just drove away, so I am feeling strangely alone and uncertain out here right now. Gonna be a relaxing night. The freakiest part, I guess, was just the feeling when the car drives away and I'm in the middle of a highway median, a couple hours out of town. But it'll feel a lot better once I get the hammock set up, because that's what I'm using tonight. And once I can take a look and see if it's noticeable from outside. I don't think it is, because it was real hard to see in here, so probably going to be no fire tonight, but we'll see what happens. Some people do ask, and what I use for my hammock is a Hennessy hammock. This one is the Expedition Asylum Classic. Now, I picked this up in Edmonton at a place called MEC, Mountain Equipment Co-op. Oh! In the snow I go. So, I forget what it cost, but they're available places online. Amazon's got them as well. I don't have a link for it, but it's easy to search. Hennessy. There's better ones, and I'll explain about that later. Huh. That'll work nice. It's nice when the trees line up perfectly like this. That's not gonna hold. I'll learn knots one of these days when I got the time, but there's a lot on my plate right now. So I'll just go with the usual rule of thumb. Tie lots. Tie lots or wake up on the ground. On this hammock, these parts called snakeskin. Makes the whole procedure a little less of a nightmare from just opening up a bunched up hammock in a bag. This is a lot a lot nicer to deal with. Okay, I got the hammock adjusted. These things you can actually put down lower to the ground to provide a little more cover. I don't think I'm going to have a problem out here unless somebody drives by and they're very meddlesome, because this is the middle of nowhere out on a highway, and who's going to pull over if they see somebody camping in the median? My guess is nobody. So I'm feeling a little emboldened, but we're going to take a look at what it looks like from down there. And of course, Step 2, out here. Today, that's Canadian Club, 12 years, so that's good. I do like my beer, but it's a lot to carry, especially when you have to backpack it through a big ditch. So we're gonna get a sip of this happening really quickly. You guys won't believe this. I got a knife. I have a knife with me today, so I'm learning. It's not a good knife, but it does the job. And of course, pack it in, pack it out. Can't leave any garbage out here, or else they'll start cracking down on people camping in the medians of the highways. That's actually not bad. I like it. I'm right up here at the top of the hill, and there's the two lanes. There's westbound there, there's eastbound there, and they're separated by quite a distance. So it gives a nice big median in here. It's up a hill, so if a vehicle was to come careening off of the road, it wouldn't be able to get up here and squish me. So got the setup right there. There's some animals up here in this these strange parts. We've still got a couple hours of daylight here, and this is probably seeming almost too easy for me. I might start a small fire and try to keep that hidden. And I don't want to get too much closer to the road, because if I'm this far in, they shouldn't be able to see me, particularly if I stand still. They can't really get a good view until they're like right beside, so they'd have to be looking right out their window. And most people are focused on the road anyways. They're not looking for anybody camping in the median, so, and I don't think they'd care. But I want to get out once there's a break in traffic and see what I can see with this setup from out here. Except if somebody sees me walking around in the ditch, they're going to assume that I need help or something, or that I'm a murderer. I don't know. So I don't want to arouse any more suspicion than I have by leaving this one set of footprints coming into the median. Okay, I got a quick break in traffic. This is where I came in. That's the highway there. And from here, there is no seeing anything. This is going to be a walk in the park. Like, I'll just walk up through here the way I came in. Yeah, that is stealthy. It's a nice color for the hammock because it doesn't really stick out. A lot of camping stuff, they like to make it like yellow or bright blue. So this works quite nicely. And I got off the main road just in the nick of time. with some slightly warmer weather here, and I mean that relatively because this is very unusual even for here. Like, this is normally a cold place, but typically by the 1st of April the snow is pretty well gone. You can expect another little bit of snow before it fully disappears, but anyway, it is warmer, so I can get back to almost my summer pack setup here. And I'll show you what I got in the pack, because we got some time to kill before I start rummaging around for a little more firewood. And speaking of which, got this little hatchety doodad. Inexpensive, but good to have. Packs up small. All my stuff is from Canadian Tire. I don't have links to it because they don't really sell it on, well, they do sell it on the Canadian Tire website, but that's not worldwide, and most of my viewers are not in Canada. So this is a Woods brand. It's Woods camping equipment. Oh, a friendly little train to keep me company tonight too. That's awesome. So I got my step 2. I got bear spray because I don't know if there's any bears still in hibernation or not, but this kind of looks like the spot where you'd expect a bear to actually be denning. So I got this in case I've set up beside a bear's hibernaculum, and I don't want to startle it. It'll probably be a little hungry this time of year, but I think they're still pretty well sleeping for the year. And I also am not too concerned because I don't see any evidence around here, that type of thing. And I got old Trusty here with me. Moving right along, I got this, again, a Woods brand. This is a mummy bag, good for -12, so that means for like around freezing probably. I've used it successfully in some coldish weather. I got a little stove because I wasn't sure if there was going to be any accessible firewood, or if the fire would give my location away too badly. So this is also inexpensive stuff. Just an isobutane stove. This little guy here, she screws on there, and this, I have no idea where I got it, but I think it was about 20 bucks. And, you know, they're all pretty much the same. So, this is the emergency cooking setup, in case it's a little sketchy to start the fire and get the fire going. But, for electronics, I got my, just a battery charging pack to keep the camera batteries charged and my cell phone charged, to arrange for pickups. A little folding tripod chair, because the hammock will work really good for a seat, but I never know when I get here if I'm actually going to find a good spot to set up the hammock. And this is, I just bring it just because. It can also be a nice little stool to set stuff on. And, you know, aside from that, I brought smoked sausages today. They're Grimm's brand. And that just makes me pleased, because I'm always craving them every time I start up a campfire. And you know what? Tonight I'm having some. So I gotta rummage around for a little firewood in a bit here. I'm gonna have a couple more sips of whiskey here, and that'll give me the courage I need to wander a little closer to the highway to rummage through some really dry looking wood out there. And we have a paper birch here. It's a spindly little thing. It's not much of a tree, but it's still a paper birch all the same. And that bark, if I know anything from watching real bushcraft channels, is that should burn. And failing that, I've got a backup. Nothing incredibly fancy. I just got a whole bunch of flyers that I can crumple up and start a fire with. So, no explosions today or anything to start the fire, or big torches or that type of thing, because we're backpacking in, right? But yeah, let's explore around here. I've seen a few squirrels already, and a lot of bunny droppings. So that's where we're at here, and just gonna chill, relax for the evening. Oh, this is sweet. no shortage of firewood around here. It was nice. Didn't have to bring that little stove, but it's not bad to have in the event of an emergency. Birch. Out here collecting a little firewood, and I see this. Strange to see out here. I don't see a pond anywhere nearby. This was gnawed down by a beaver, a big humongous beaver. And I just don't know why they'd be up here, but yeah. A piece of wood here. We'll have this fire started in no time, guys. And just in time, the sun is on the way down, and we're going to have a good night. Fire time. I put up a community post, and I think someone might know where I am. A trucker just honked a whole bunch when he went down the road, like honk, honk, honk. So, if that was you, thanks for the hello. All right. Sorry, co-op, not buying your stuff today. Just gonna get a fire started with ya. Now, this is oddly one of the more real fires I've made without using all the pyrotechnics and stuff that I sometimes do. But you can't have those big torches and stuff over here. I'll give you away in no time. So, yeah, we've all lit fires before, most of us, and this is my method: a lighter. And that's what I'll have to use until I get Joe out here to show me how to use fire steel. But this is a lot smaller, lighter, easier to use. There we go. This is awesome. And the sun sets on another day in this world. Yeah, that is a modest fire, and if I keep it small like this, we're not going to have any problems at all. No fire bans yet, and this has thrown enough heat to keep me quite comfortable. Well, another good reason to bring this stool is because I set the fire pit and I set up the cot, or the hammock, and this smoke is blowing right at it. So to not get smoked out, I'm sitting over here for right now. And it's burning a little pit in the snow here, so that really hides the flame from the road. Smoke is a bad thing if you're seriously going to have a fire while you're stealth camping. Probably a rocket stove is best, or a Dakota fire hole. I built one of those in another video that actually worked incredibly well. But unfortunately, there is no building Dakota fire holes in snow. So this is what we're working with today. And I gotta cut a switch to roast up a hot dog or two, or smoked sausage with a little mustard, because finally I get my meal I'm craving every time. As soon as the fire comes on, I'm thinking I should be roasting a hot dog or something like this on there. So that's the next step, is to cut a switch, and there's some fine looking ones over there that they're still green and they're small, and I've actually got a knife this time and a small little hatchety thing. So let the hunkering begin. Oh yeah, now this is sweet. Traffic has calmed down a fair bit. I'm gonna walk down and see what this fire looks like from out there on the highway, because I think we got a little break in traffic here. I don't have a light with me, but there's a super moon coming out. So that should give us good light until I can find the flashlights. Alright. Okay. These are the tracks through the snow from where I came in, if you can see me or see the tracks. And from down here, I don't see a thing. I don't see a thing from down here. And that's awesome. I'm gonna walk a little further out along the tracks towards the road. Oh yeah, this was deep snow. Yeah, that is so. Can I come in here? Get back in there. Awesome. Yeah, even with the fire going. Oh yeah. Yeah, they'll never see that thing. They'll never see that from the road. Awesome. My best guess was that this highway was really going to slow down at night. That's not the case. There's a lot of truckers delivering much needed provisions right now. I made myself a hot dog stick. It cost me dearly. This is what I had for a band-aid, but that was that stupid axe. It's way too sharp. A nice smoked sausage, and we'll toast the bun up a little. Put some mustard on it. This is going to be good. Real good. crawl into this train wreck here. And gonna be done for the night. Oh yes. All right. Now here is how it's supposed to work, kind of. There's no way I can show this on camera, but you get in through a Ziploc thing on the bottom. We'll catch you on the inside. Well, I finally got it set up in here so I can sleep. So we'll see you guys in the morning, and I'll actually show you in daylight what this thing is all about. And I'll try to hook it up a little bit better because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be hitting the ground by the morning. And I got to learn how to tie some knots, I think. But I'll see you guys in the morning. And a huge shout out to all the beer donation guys. I am discouraging that right now because there's food banks and health services and everything else that could probably use those donations a lot more than me. But I do thank the people that have donated. So thank you all so much for the donations. And I'm going to... I'm really going to hunt for another beer. I'm going to... maybe I'll get to sleep. It is so peaceful out here. Surprisingly peaceful. The road traffic has died right down. And there's the occasional train that comes by. And I don't mind that one little bit. So we'll see you guys in the AM. Survived the night and didn't get busted. So the strange thing about this hammock, you have to get in from that bottom, as I was saying. So it's not easy to get in and out if you got to use the bathroom, which I do. So that pretty much means I'm up for the day, because I'm not going to wiggle back into this thing. It is, it's a little bit of a tricky system. But there's other ones that have a zipper on the side, which I'd recommend those, to be honest. Alright, let's go do this. I put in the call to Crazy Neighbor to come and pick me up so that Beautiful Wife can sleep in a little bit today. And he'll be here probably within an hour and a half or so. So I'm going to slowly start taking this down and get ready to jump out of this median here as soon as he pulls up alongside of the road. But fire's out, everything worked really good. It was a good, successful night. Definitely didn't get spotted or caught, so that's awesome. And the way my understanding of trespass out here is, and don't take me as legal advice on this, my understanding is that in order to be actually charged with any trespassing, you need to have gone past a fence or a sign. If it's just bare land, they can ask you to leave, that's for sure. But without a no trespassing sign or a fence or something like that to indicate that it is private property, that you should be in the good. And that's just here, and that's the research that I did years ago. So that's kind of what I'm going with, but at any rate, this is almost certainly public land because it's a highway median. Nobody would be foolish enough to own this little piece of property because it's pretty useless to farm, and it's pretty loud if you wanted to live here, but yeah, anyway. Well, I'm sad to admit it, but I think I'll be upgrading this hammock here. It's been pretty good for me, but just that getting in through the bottom Velcro there just doesn't work for me anymore. So I like the brand. I'm probably going to stay with this Hennessy company and see what else they have out there. But it also has, you know, it has a few burn holes in it from being by the fire, and that won't bode well in mosquito season, because that should be happening here within the next month or 2 months, depending on how this weather goes. Anyway, if you guys got suggestions on a hammock, let me know if you got one that you really like, and I'll look into these and see what I can get. I got my pack here ready to go when Crazy Neighbor pulls up there, and then I'll just jump in real quick. That won't be for a little bit, but I'm ready when he does show up. And again, don't take this as a instructional channel by any stretch. It's barely even entertainment. So, you know, bring first aid kit, or at the very least a band-aid or something, or a tourniquet. Let people know where you're going if you're doing this. I did shoot off a GPS pin location to my wife, beautiful wife, and Crazy Neighbor, just in the event that if they didn't hear from me or something, the next day they'd know where to start looking. And yeah, it's a good thing for any type of camping, particularly stealth, because you're usually way out of the way trying to not be seen. So that's what I'll say about that. I want to climb to the top of this hill and get a good look at both sides of the road here and see how the location looks from out there. Holy moly, how about that? Got some whiskey left, breakfast whiskey. Yum yum. I didn't actually drink much whiskey last night. The snow here is still devastatingly deep, and this is where I didn't want to walk to yesterday. So it's a pretty good indication that if anything were to come careening off of the highway, it would not make it up this hill. But if I were also to camp up here in this spot, it would be way too obvious. It is a nice clearing and everything, but it would be in a little bit more of the line of sight of the traffic. So, yeah. Just waiting for my ride to arrive, and then we're gonna make the frantic break out across the highway to the other side for the pickup. So thanks for watching on this crazy adventure. We're gonna have more. We're almost moved completely into the house now, so we had to get an extension for a couple of weeks because there was just too much to move. So and not a lot of help right now. Anyhow, yeah, let's just set up the camera, and I'm gonna wait for Crazy Neighbor. Gonna move a little closer to the road too, so that we can run quickly as soon as he shows up. Just waiting for Crazy Neighbor to come along, pick me up. Yeah, nobody looks over here, they just drive right on past, even with me this close to the road. So you probably noticed, it's about time for a new sweater, but I needed something really powerful and ugly for this trip. So I got this old thing on, and I had this back in the boondocking days in like 2010. So this thing's had a good life, 10 years, and you know, I wore the snot out of it. So it's It's holding together for now, but just barely. And a beautiful wife actually rescued this for me. I'd worked at the cemetery, and that's where I'd met her. And I got fired, and I'd left this at one of the job sites. It got hot one day, and I took it off when I was weed whacking around the grave markers. And I got fired, and I left this behind, and she grabbed it and held on to it for me. And then I think it's our second date or third date, maybe even longer than that, before she actually got it back to me. But it was really nice of her to save this little piece of boondocking history. So pretty much all that's left from those days. I don't have that RV anymore. The storage fees were building up, and I'd had it in storage in BC. And after a year or two, I hadn't gone back, and I'd spent more in storage fees than it was worth, and I just couldn't justify that, so I gave it up to the storage lot. And somebody's got that now, but it's most likely scrap or garbage or something like that. But it is truly incredible. You don't have to go too far away from civilization, and then you start to find more nature. Not far away at all. Oh, I got a text. I wonder if that's the ride. Okay. Crazy neighbor has just shown up, and he's parked across the road. I'm just waiting for a break in traffic here. And then I'll run across. And it always comes in waves, because you got that one slow driver at the start that slows everybody down. So where there's one car, there's always more. Yeah, I can see a semi coming, delivering much needed provisions. And as soon as he goes, I am gonna make a break across the road and warm up. I wonder if he's got a coffee for me. That would be nice too. Let's see. Okay, yeah, here we go. We are going across right now. Semi. Well, I don't have to be too stealthy on the way out, because I've already done the dirty deed. There's some traffic there. Not a problem. I'll just here. Nice. Holy man. I was really running on the way in. Okay. That was a successful camp. Oh, hey, crazy neighbor. How's it going? Oh, it's going good.
Thanks for finding you on the highway.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. And we'll see you next week. And until then, stay safe, and you're camping with Steve.